All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, man, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor, which is due unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and others, a great Muslim of the world, and Shalom to the elect of Yahweh Shai, the elect of Israel, starting with 144,000. And it's the brother Napash from the GMS UK branch, and coming at you with another lesson. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't um I said, man, I got to do a video. I got to do a video, but I didn't have something immediately come to my mind. So Lord willing, the spirit just kicks in. You know, put the camera on. Now, what I was thinking just before I put the camera on is I've come out now for I've come out for a walk. I go for these little walks. Now, um, I want to talk about a little bit about like health, um, a little bit about my own personal testimony, and things like that, man, and this truth. So let me read the scripture first and then I'll get into it. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. It says, "For bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come." Now let me read that in the NLT, right? The NLT translation. "Physical training is good, but training for godliness is much better, promising benefits in this life and in the life to come." Now, physical training is good. Why? Because it gives you benefits in this life. Okay. But no amount of physical training that you do is gonna get you into a chariot. It's gonna get you salvation. We know that. All right. But we know that, you know, we're in these bodies. Okay. So we gotta maintain these bodies to the best of our ability, especially as we've been given knowledge, wisdom, understanding from the Lord. When you read into the scriptures, it talks about physical training, as we just read now. It talks about the herbs, your diet, and things of that nature. Okay. And yeah, I'm I'm gonna go for a walk now. Okay, I've got like a little, ain't nothing crazy, like a 2.3 mile radius. Is it mile or kilometer? I think it's mile. 2.3 miles kind of radius little walk that I do. And I've only just started doing it. Now I was going for walks before, let's say let's say like a month or two before this. And then for the last month and a half, I've also started a diet. Okay, now I've been on a keto diet, all right, and I've also been intermittent fasting. Okay, and I've already been seeing great benefits to my health. I've been losing weight, especially around my gut area. I feel more energetic, better, and I was inspired by lessons done by from Apostle Tahar on down, on about the different things in your food, your diet, um, going for walks. Apostle Gabar does these videos where he goes for walks with the weighted vests, and even before that when he was doing that in the bike riding. So this has all been inspirational. Okay. Um, Apostle Gabar has mentioned the boxing before. Okay. I've tried a bit of that with brothers and sparring and things like that. Now, which that's self defense, but it ties into your health. Okay. Now, I say all that, this inspiration. So I've been doing it now, and I did a little bit before, even like from. I've always been doing it a little bit here and there. Okay, but the issue with me is that I go back to the old habits. All right, and that's the truth. I'm ashamed to say that, but that's what happens, man. And but what I've noticed is that every time I've gone back to bad habits, okay, whether I'm eating junk, which even this is the point I was gonna make. Every time I go back to the bad habits, though, it's not as bad as it was before. So I won't be eating certain junk, or I won't be eating in a certain way. Okay. Like this time, for example, I fell off the keto wagon, but the food I've been eating ain't that bad for me. Yeah, here and there, I might have you know, um, like a burger or something or whatever, right? But in general, the things that I've been eating haven't been bad. They're just not been keto. Okay. Not been keeping up with the intermittent fasting. Now I've just recently just got back onto that. And the weight that I did lose, I lost about um 7 I lost about 7 kilos. I say solid. I ain't gonna really say 8, 7 kilos, and I lost that because when you go on the keto, you lose a lot of the water that's stored up in your body from the glucose. When the glucose, which is the sugar in your body, goes down, you you feel you get rid of that lot of that water weight. Now, I measured myself today in the morning, okay, and I've been back on it for about not even like just about filling up 2 days now, I'd say. Um, and I measured myself in the morning, and I've gone up about a kilo. Okay, all right. For anyone that's over there in America, or anyone that deals with the system with the pounds, I think that's about 2.2 pounds. Let me look it up. Kilos, 2 pounds. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2.205. Okay, 2.2 pounds. So I'll put on 2.2 pounds. Now I know that I'm gonna get that. That's gonna come off. Okay, and I've been doing exercises, an exercise routine. Then one of the major reasons I'm doing it is I'm trying to gain some physical strength. It's good for your body to do exercise, as we read. The walking is the main thing for me, but also because when you do walk and you do these physical exercises, like I've been doing like variations of the pull up. I can't do a pull up. I'm not strong enough to lift up my body. Okay, I weigh like at the moment I weigh 124 kilos. So what's that? 273 pounds. Okay, so I weigh a lot, but I'm also very tall. Um I'm 6 foot, 6 foot 6, 6 foot 7, something about that. Between that. And yeah, so I know I've been rambling on for a bit, but the reason I'm saying this is it's a bit of a testimony to say that for years I've been trying to get healthier since I've been in this truth. Okay, and I've always had weight on me. Okay, and reason with brothers on it, and different things like that. And over time, I've understood more and more knowledge about what I should be eating, what should be going in my body, what shouldn't be, and understanding. Okay, especially more and so in the last few years. Okay, um, and every time that I do, you know, lose my way in a sense. Okay, where I'm not being optimum with my diet and my fitness. When I do come back to it, I come back faster. Like this time, I fell off for like I think it was a week and a half, and I'm straight back on it. Okay, different circumstances. I just had to not do it, but straight back on it, man. And I had the drive to my. I can even feel like my body wants it, needs it, you know. And that's the mentality we gotta have. Even the scriptures say in this truth, you know, basically when you walk in this truth, man, it says, "Well, a righteous man falleth 7 times, right? But get back up. You gotta get back up, and your recovery's got to be, good, okay? Because we're we're fighting the good fight of faith, and these things in your gut you know that extra pound bit of weight you can't move and things like that's all demons, you know. But there is things that we can do to combat these demons. There's things that we can do to better our health, And it just hit me one day. I was sitting there, I was watching the apostles, and I was thinking, man, I know I've been learning all this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, specifically about the health side of things, right? Like, why the hell am I not applying it properly, man? I was thinking that, and so just been trying to do it, man. Just less talking and more doing, just trying to do it, and I can see the health benefits. Okay, in fact, let me get regarding the diet. Let's go to Daniel. Uh, bear with me. Now, what is that? Is that in Daniel? No, is it in right? This is Daniel's chapter 1, verse 5. Well, let's start from verse 3. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel and of the king's seed and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in a king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. Now among these were the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and Azariah of Abednego. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not, and if you've read the scriptures, you know that a lot of people they always know they always talk the Babylonian names, the Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and the furnace of fire. Does that account? But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Now the Most High had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who have appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? Then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. So the eunuch was trying to, not do that, basically, man. But Daniel was saying, I don't want to defile myself with this meat, right, with this particular diet. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. Okay? We're just talking about pulse like vegetables. Okay? So they were eating clean, they were eating green. Okay? And water to drink. All right? Water's, come on, man. You need to be drinking water in a day. You got to be drinking a lot of water. Okay? You got to be drinking water, man. That's like a, I mean, even the scriptures metaphorically talk about what the water of life. These scriptures, we need it to be nourished. Where it's the same thing, the body needs that water. Okay, you can only go so many days without, having water, man, being dehydrated. Okay. Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat, and as thou seest, deal with thy servants. And so he consented to them in this matter and proved them 10 days. So only 10 days. And at the end of 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. They were looking full, they were looking nourished, looking healthy, pretty much. Thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink and gave them pulse. So they had, remember, it said that they had what? Like the understanding of science, cunning and knowledge, skillful in wisdom. So they were applying that knowledge about their diet. Okay. And that's something I'll be meditating on, looking into different herbs and different things like that. Which, over the years you build up that knowledge anyway. Okay. Sometimes you can forget it if you ain't come over it in a while. You gotta go over it again. Okay. Like just off the top of my head, I know that you got certain benefits of like garlic. I know that because over the years I've done research into it, and the garlic's in the scriptures too. The garlic's the leek stem, it's like an inside joke. Okay, the leek stem, but the garlic is good for your blood. Okay, thing is good for your blood too. Man, I always forget. I'm sure it begins with B. Man, I gotta Google it. I know what it looks like. It's like when you beetroot. That's it. Beetroot. Beetroot's good for your blood too. Okay. Good for your health in general. Okay. Different things that help you. Walnuts, the vitamins that are in that help you with your brain function. Um, Man, there's so much to, you know. Hey, beef. You know, when you look at beef, the different complexities that make up, beef. You have a steak, like a good grass-fed beef steak or something. You know, which we don't be eating it like Esau or what that. It's got to be well cooked. Okay, Esau likes that shit raw. But beef is a top meat. When you're eating it, it nourishes you a lot. There's a lot of studies that go into that. Okay. Um, fish that gives you certain things like certain omega. They call it omega threes and sixes. Like, I don't remember the exact one now. That gives you certain things that you can't get in certain places. Sea moss, the amount of vitamins and nutrients that you can get in through that. So there's understanding of things over time. you know. Then things like different types of diet, whether it be keto, where you try and how, what do okay, well, I'll have an avocado. What kind of fat content is that? How's that going to help me, my body? When my sugars lower, how's that going to help my liver and my kidneys? Okay. Oh, milk thistle. I'm sure milk thistle is good for I think it's is it the kidneys? It's either the liver or the kidneys. One of them, right? You know, gotta be taking some milk thistle tablets. I know some brothers do that. Um, you know, try and get some vitamin D. There's a lot of vitamin D deficiency. Um, so pretty much, things like that, man. Just knowledge that you accrue over time. But the point is, you got to be applying it. You know, if you got all this knowledge, man, the apostles always say like you shouldn't be eating in McDonald's. Man, I ain't touched that place since I've been in the truth. You know, with the things that we know about that, things that have come out about that, stuff that they put in their food. You know, there's a time where you got to apply these things, man. Okay, just we got to grow. Okay, the apostles always talk about that. You got to grow in all facets. Okay, you got to grow with how you deal with um, family, how you deal with women, conduct, how you know. I was watching El Cid the other day. Oh, let me talk. Let me get that scripture. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Um, Here we go. This is um. This is. I think it's in Romans. Romans chapter 8, verse 13. For if we live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. For as many as are led of the Spirit of the Most High, Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Now, I was watching the movie El Cid a couple of days ago, and at the end, the king comes to him, right? The king that was basically fucking him over the whole time. Put his women and his children in the dungeon. It's a good movie. Yeah, if you ain't watched it, I remember the Apostle recommended it years ago, and I checked it out a couple times. Probably I watched it probably like 2, 3 times now, probably 3 times. And the king kept, he exiled him. He did all kinds of things to him. But when he took Valencia, when El Cid took Valencia, everyone wanted to make him a king, right? But what did he do? He took it in the name of the king, right? Which that scene kind of reminded me of when they wanted to make Yahweh a king. Okay, and he got away from that. Okay, that was in the time. It was in his time. It's going to be his time now, the King of Kings, where he's going to get his glory, right? Now, the king came to him at the end, and then El Cid was so happy to see him. He said something. He said like, basically, I can't remember exactly word for word, but roughly paraphrasing, it was like, one of the hardest things to do is like for a man to conquer himself, and I can see you've done that, and that's something that you learn in this truth, you know, to conquer what the flesh, you know, to be more spiritual, to grow, and so the health is part and parcel of that. Okay, it's part and parcel of that, man. You know, to apply knowledge and wisdom and understanding. Okay, and to look after yourself. We know we've got this body, which ultimately we know we're not invested in this body. We're gonna, we're not even gonna keep these bodies when we're in the kingdom. Okay, we're gonna be given new bodies, but while we're here in this current circumstance, our spirit dwells in this body. You got to maintain it just like you would anything else. You got a car, you got to make sure the oil's checked. You got to make sure the spark plugs. It's got to be, it's got to be looked after. You know, you're in a house. You don't let that house go to a dump. You look after it. And the same thing. This is a house for our spirit, the body. Okay. So just a little bit about that. I'm gonna go for this walk now. But I just want to do this lesson quickly, and Lord willing, it's been edifying in the spirit. So for brothers and sisters out there, man, that are, don't be negligent of, you know, the videos that are the apostles, starting with our apostles, the men of Great Millstone, are doing about this health. And you got different people out there in the world that do good videos on health, like Dr. Berg. He's one that I watch. He does good videos on health. Okay. Don't be ignorant of these things, man, and apply those things. Okay. To to maintain and to better yourself. You know. All right, man. So Lord willing, that's edifying. And with that, man, I'm gonna say, shalom, shalom. On to the next one.